Season 3, Episode 39, where we watched Rock of Love, Season 2, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I'm Brian Houston.
I'm Max Lee Crew.
All right. Welcome, Max Lee Crew. I hate you both.
Chris, I hate myself. This was all on me, and I'm sorry.
Brian, give us the description of the show, please.
Okay. Bret Michaels is on a search for the perfect rock star girlfriend. Each week, the contestants' abilities to adapt to the true rock and roll life is tested. Who can handle the competition from outrageous and sometimes hotter groupies? Who can contribute to Bret's music? Who's not afraid of extreme sports competitions? And perhaps most vital, who will always look smoking hot doing it?
So this show is The Bachelor, but with Bret Michaels.
Yeah. Who is Bret Michaels?
He is the lead singer of Poison.
Can you name a song by Poison?
Not off the top of my head, but I know their music.
I think it's the song that Turk dances to in Scrubs.
I don't watch Scrubs.
That's a joke. The song is called Poison, not the band. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so Bret Michaels is this, like, sort of 80s glam hair bands type guy. He's weird.
Yeah.
He keeps talking about sex kittens.
I mean, when one of his most popular songs is Talk Dirty to Me, you know what's coming.
Yeah.
So, if you take a look at this and you take a step back and you realize this is The Bachelor,
yeah,
but with a rock star, this makes total sense to have 20 people come in, try to find hook up with the rock star. That makes complete sense to me.
That makes sense, except this guy's I don't want to say he's washed up necessarily. I'm sure he's done fine for himself, but when's the last time you thought about Bret Michaels?
I have not.
Right, exactly.
But it doesn't matter. People love rock stars, and this makes sense. What doesn't make sense is some random Joe Schmo that is you just don't know at all.
I mean, I agree that taking The Bachelor works with the rock star inserted.
Yeah.
Or it should. The show just kind of sucks.
I mean, we'll get into, I think. Well, let's go over what the general beats of the show were first.
Okay.
So they first show up. They have 20 girls sitting in front of a house, and Bret Michaels shows up. And Bret Michaels picks 4 people to be VIP based on looks alone. Then everyone else goes into the house. They start drinking.
Hard.
Some people harder than others. Then they do a photo shoot. They have all 20 women on the staircase, and they do a sexy. Each one does a one-on-one sexy photo shoot where Bret was shooting them with a camera. And then after that, he did 4 one-on-one dates with the VIPs. Then he did a 1 hour where he met everyone else, and then he kicked 5 people off the show.
Yeah. Well, 4 people and somebody by proxy.
Well, I mean, if he wanted her to stay,
yeah,
she would have stayed.
Yeah, that's the show.
Minutia.
It's fine. So when we get these 20 women out front, it's just nuts.
I cannot begin to describe this cast that they've chosen.
It is, I'll tell you what it is.
Emmy.
All sluts.
I mean, yeah.
That's the only words. That's the only words I can describe this.
It's
crowd.
the trashiest collection of people I've seen in quite some time. This makes the Jersey Shore crew from season 1 look like shining paragons of society.
Diamonds.
Yeah, the 4 girls that talked before Bret Michaels showed up all just wanted to jump him immediately.
Yeah, all of these people are already infatuated with Bret Michaels.
And you can kind of get that impression from The Bachelor, but these girls are very explicit about what they want.
Well, the thing is, we can't talk about The Bachelor. I can't talk about it again. You're going to suck me back in. But yeah, I mean, all of these women are very vain. There's a lot of plastic surgery. There's a lot of, hey, I want Bret Michaels. That's really what this is all about.
Sure.
Do you have anything to say about these 20 people as they show up?
No, they all kind of blend together into like maybe two groups. You got the party girls and the sort of shy girls.
I think you've got a couple guest groups here. You've got the people that get eliminated. I feel like that's a specific group of people.
Sure.
Then you've got the sluts, the really, really slutty, and then you've got the conservative group.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that there's not a whole lot of overlap between those. But I did like this thing they did. So like Bret comes out and he picks 4 people at seemingly random or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And everyone that went into the house thinks those 4 people are eliminated. But instead, they're the VIPs. I thought that was really good.
Who tells them that?
No one.
Big John.
Oh, Big John.
Big John is Lil John's big brother. That's it. That's my joke.
Do you want me to laugh at that? 'Cause
No.
I'm not wrong too. Yeah. So Big John is the Pepper Potts in the situation. He
he's-
takes care of the women, tells them to leave, whatever. He's the one watching the house.
He's like a bodyguard or something. It's weird.
Do you think that Bret Michaels ever had a threesome plus
100%.
with Big John?
100%.
Definitely.
How many people? How many people? We'll talk about it later. Get to it later.
All
So these 4 VIPs go into this room. They get like this bag of shit. I don't know. They don't really see what they get, but these people think they're the shit. And some of them are, some of them aren't.
Yeah, it's all just like interviews with people about how hot I am and I want to bone Bret Michaels.
Yeah. Usually when we have an ensemble like this, we like to have the names of all the people up, but it really does not fucking matter.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone's name.
I only know one girl's name, and that's because of, like certain events that transpire. But like everything moves so fast, it was really hard to keep track of anything.
I think, we'll get to it. So, all right. So these VIPs come in, then everyone gathers around to do this photo shoot, right?
Right. And this is where it starts going from 0 to 200.
Yeah. So the first people come up and they're doing like Playboy Maxims, doing like Maxim style shoots here. They're like as hot and as slutty as you can be in front of a camera. This is what these women are doing.
Well, I mean, while clothed.
Hold on, Max.
Yes.
And
And then
That's
somebody
not-
changes the whole game.
Somebody changes that game up.
Angelique.
She decides, Brian.
She just decides to go topless for a little bit for this photo shoot.
And what is surprising about that, Max?
Brett Stevens says, like, she's nasty. I like it.
Brett Stevens.
Oh, yeah. Bret Michaels. I mean, when your name is 2 first names, like, I don't give a shit. Bret Michaels.
And then
You can't even get the dude's name right.
of course, also Big John reminds everybody at this point that the competition has already started, girls.
Yeah. So what was surprising to me is that we were watching this on Hulu and it was uncensored,
Yeah.
which was surprising. This is a VH1 show. So clearly was uncensored or was censored when it aired. So I'm like, they made an uncensored version of this show and it's on Hulu? Like, of all places.
Very surprising.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen nudity on Hulu before.
No, definitely not.
Mm,
Really,
Wait.
just like maybe like from like one of their like own shows, but like
But I don't know.
not
I
this.
mean,
I think I have.
I don't know. It just,
Not on
it was just
VH1.
very, it's just very, it was very surprising.
Not on VH1.
Oh, I'm sure it's not like obviously.
Yeah.
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 So then there's just all these confessionals about like, ooh, I'm real slutty. I'm going to slut it up. And then there's other people like, oh, I'm not that slutty. How am I going to slut it up? I'm like, oh, I refuse to get slutty. Like, those are all the confessionals. Almost do it the whole show.
Pretty much.
It starts right now.
It's really ridiculous. Like, that's just like where the competition goes to. It's just like the worst end of the spectrum.
These are this is like the sluttiest things I've seen on TV, I think. Like this on any reality show we've ever seen.
Yeah, and then, like there was like what, Bachelors in Paradise? Like,
Yeah. Nothing close. Nothing comes close. Maybe Dating Naked, only because that creates some sort of situation where that happens. But like,
there's also that like British show that just like made you like
oh, that's true.
that,
The
like
British show
you were
is
naked in
close.
front of everybody. That
We have an update on that later on in
Oh.
the pod, I think.
Chris, would this show be better if everyone was naked?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see everybody naked at some point in this show.
Maybe.
Including Brett and little.
There
Big
would
J.
definitely be an orgy going on if everyone was naked. Like,
true.
I
that's
was-
not even a question.
I was fairly certain that's what the VIP room was gonna be for because it was just all 4 beds in one room, like very lavish, very nice.
It's true. We didn't talk about that. The VIP room, quote unquote, is just 4 beds.
It's not very
It's
VIP.
very VIP, guys.
Then he goes on the dates with the VIP bowl, right?
What we have to talk about this. So while they're starting this photo shoot, he starts making out
Oh my god!
with women.
How did I skip this?
And this is just insane. So like there's like 4 women he makes out with during this makeout sesh, during the photo shoot section. And like, okay, you just met this person and Brett is just all into it. The more the slutty you are, the more he's into it. So he's really like pulling these people in. So during these after the one-on-one dates, that hour-long session, he's making out with pretty much every woman already. Right, Brian?
I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, almost everybody. There were a few like missing.
the conservative group. There was one woman that was like, I don't want to make out with you or kiss you because you kissed 19 other women before me.
Entirely reasonable.
Seems entirely reasonable, and everyone in the show is like, this isn't reasonable. But
like that's the rock and roll life. Like Bret Michaels is always. He said at one point that he's either been in just like crazy bus sex or in a long-term relationship. Like the rock and roll life has been a lot of the former.
yeah, I mean, well, I want to bring it back to the Bret Michaels love sesh, but let's move it back to this show.
Yeah.
He's just constantly making out with all these women.
And it's not like, you know,
And it's not just like a kiss.
right, no, it's like, let's
They're-
go with this for about 10 seconds.
They're making out. There's like a lot of tongue involved for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I think a good like 5 to 10 minutes of these 38 minutes is just him making out with women.
It's wild.
So that sets the tone for this show for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Now I really want to like just figure out like how much total like airtime there was for just making out.
You know, I've seen a lot of weird supercuts on YouTube of all sorts of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did that. Bret Michaels making out supercut.
I need like blinder glasses so I can just see the time and then just walk away from that.
Just the 10-hour version. It's
Oh
just a
no.
loop. So after the photo shoot, they go on these 4 one-on-one dates. And I have a quote written down after one of the dates.
Are we talking about Aaron?
I have no fucking idea who it was.
Are we talking about how? Just
I
give it to
don't
me.
know.
Just give it to me.
I knew she was the perfect psycho fan to make love or kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. One of these VIPs he picked is like real into him.
Is this the one with the fucking fugly lips?
Have you seen this show?
I mean, most of them have fugly lips, so I don't know. There's some bad plastic surgery that I can't. I don't understand how these people get around, like how they think they're attractive.
Is it the person in the S2E2 picture there? The French one?
No.
Okay. Well, in any case, yeah, a lot of people have plastic surgery in this show.
Not surprising.
I want to talk about one of the other VIP dates.
I do want to talk about the last VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
he and this girl Erin start talking. She starts talking about how I love MySpace and I'm such a nerd. I learned HTML just for MySpace. There's so much going on in the world that I learned from MySpace. And you could just see the soul being drained out of Bret Michaels' eyes. you
Yeah.
know?
That is, I don't know if that is the line, but that is definitely the line in the show that lost her the spot.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, at the end, he's giving out, like, these VIP badges means that you stay.
Yep.
And he gives out to the 3 VIPs and then moves on. You knew at that point she was done.
Dunzo.
Yep.
Also, a lot of people learned HTML from MySpace.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm not dunking on her for learning HTML. I'm dunking on her for thinking like MySpace was like
The shit.
The
it
shit.
was.
it was.
It also
Wait.
sucked because people fucking just put music all over their shit and took like 10 years to load. I
Yeah.
hated it.
Yeah, I guess
Brian?
like this was like 2008. Like this is about like when that was dying, right? When did that?
2009.
It was definitely still dying around then. Like, yeah.
I mean, she probably learned HTML through MySpace. But
That's-
I mean, to be like gung ho about MySpace in 2009, I don't know. Not a
You
great
know, maybe she's ride or die.
maybe. I mean, what? I joined Facebook in what, like 2006, I think, 2007. And at that point, MySpace was pretty much done in 2009. So you're right, Brian. She definitely shouldn't be enamored with MySpace. I don't have anything to say about these one-on-one dates.
Yeah, the other one-on-one dates, nothing.
I mean, even in the last one, like Bret Michaels was like, "Man, like she's talking, and like she's pretty much putting me to sleep, but she's still smoking hot."
It's
And-
true.
there's clearly only one thing he gives a shit about.
Absolutely, like I can't believe he's just even like talking with them or like
Just like, hey guys, girls, come into this house, take your clothes off, let's go.
I mean, that already happened and just keeps happening. It's gonna keep happening.
So now they have this 1 hour time span for all the other girls to meet him. And this whole time is just like you've got the really slutty people just like slutting it up with Bret Michaels, like constantly on him, making out, like taking clothes off.
Yep.
And then you've got a lot of airtime given to these other women that are like not or more conservative. And
Just like, I don't really know what to do in this situation.
like guys come up to me, I don't go up to them, like just out of their element.
Sure.
But they were given a lot of airtime because this is the drama that was created in this hour. Everyone else was just kind of like having slutty fun,
Yeah.
including Bret Michaels.
Yeah.
Like at one
The
point,
biggest slut of all.
at one point, he was talking to the conservative women and he was like, I got to use the restroom. Wait here. I'll be back. And on his way to the bathroom, one of the other girls was on the stripper pole and he just like hung out there for like a 5-10 minutes and then
What a
came
guy.
back.
I love the
And
girls'
they had this,
conversation.
like, a great conversation while that was happening.
I really like horses. They're pretty, and I agree, but like I want to know what led up to that.
Brian, what did else happen in that conversation?
I don't even remember. Like I just remember the horses. What?
The one woman asked the other one, do you bareback?
Oh, good lord!
And they had like some weird cut going on with that where like you kind of didn't catch it and you weren't really sure if they were talking about horses or not anymore.
That's why that question was posed, Chris.
I know, but I feel like they were still just talking about horses. But they might not have. So everyone in the audience knows she doesn't bareback.
Thanks, Chris.
Not ever.
I did.
Okay. And one of the things while these women come out initially, Bret Michaels is like, Rockstar 101, gotta handle the bombardment.
Tell me more.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Bret Michaels over time has learned how to deal with bombardment of women.
Understandable.
That's Rockstar 101, Max.
Yeah.
Do you know Rockstar 101?
I do.
Okay, good.
Bombard your enemies with cannonballs.
I just don't like. He had to talk with like every girl for like 5 minutes, pretty much.
Mathematically, that would be
Well, I
100
guess, like-
minutes. So no.
Damn it!
There was a lot of
Like that doesn't leave like much time for makeout time. He was making out a lot during that.
I know.
there's a lot of 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1 situations.
Good lord!
There's Bret Michaels had like 4 or 5 women on his lap at some point.
Hey, you got to put in a good word.
It's true. If you only have 2 minutes with Bret Michaels, you say hi, and then you just make
You
out.
suck his dick.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm surprised that didn't happen.
I'm
I-
shocked.
I'm pretty sure like like The Bachelor, there are explicit rules against sexual favors for Bret Michaels.
There's
There's probably also explicit rules against getting too drunk to attend the elimination ceremony, but
So there's this one woman that gets really drunk on whiskey. They claim whiskey. They show her downing cups of dark liquid. I'm like, if that was whiskey, I feel like I would be
Dunzo.
I'd be dunzo. Terrible.
That's also part of the rock and roll life. She was living 1/3 of that.
She was definitely going, but she proved she couldn't handle it, Brian.
That's true. I guess that's why she was eliminated. I was really hoping that like she would be brought back simply because she was a party animal.
It's true. I thought there was a chance for her, but like the ceremony made it clear that she had no chance. I don't know if that's because he didn't get to know her because she was drunk and didn't actually meet Bret Michaels. Probably.
But like I
Is
feel
there
like
a scene of her and Bret Michaels together?
no. I
don't
mean maybe
think
like for the photo shoot, but like that was also a blur. Like
Yeah,
I just don't remember.
I mean, you don't get to stay in that house via the photo shoot.
Yeah.
You really don't.
I hope at the end of the show it has him like flipping through his photo book of just sexy photos of them. I remember her. We
Who
had
was
so
her?
many good times together.
Her?
I don't
Who?
know.
Egg?
Her?
Also during this time, there was a quote that I wrote down. Gotta love Frenchie, wanted all my attention and time. I like that.
Oh yeah, she's so needy. I like that.
Yeah.
There was so many comments about her. It like there was also
Definitely
should
a
we-
character.
should we also go into the elimination now?
Yeah,
Or
let's see the elimination.
my favorite quote from the elimination was about her, I think. I felt the spiritual connection when you were the first one to take her top off.
That's true. That's a good quote. I'd say that's a good quote taken out of context, but that's in context and it's still a pretty good quote. Yeah, I mean, the elimination ceremony is just the only interesting thing that happened was the one VIP person not making it. Somewhat surprising.
Yep.
Oh, and somebody else was
Yeah.
picked to come in to stay in the house. But she was like, "Hey, I am too anxious. I don't really want to be here." And then given the choice, she decided to leave the house.
She brought that up, and then I thought she said she was going to stay, and then she said she was going to leave again.
Yeah, she flip-flopped. I think she flip-flopped because she was picked. I think she was kind of hoping that like she wasn't going to get picked.
No, I get that. Do you think she would have stayed if she was picked like first? Like, is it that she was picked last?
Who knows? It may be staged. Who knows? I could see it not being the case.
I don't know.
Or maybe like one of the producers knew she was a little iffy about it, and that's why they kept it for last.
Maybe she just didn't make a big connection. I don't know. What the order seemed to be in the order of people he liked.
That's true.
So like, you get picked last. You're like, I don't know. I'm already anxious.
Yeah.
You're not that hot. I don't care about Poison anymore. Like, imagine being in this house and you're like, ooh, I'm not this slutty. And you're like, I don't like you that much. I feel like I'd want to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the anxiety excuse is a good excuse. Like, if you were in this situation, but like it was a hot woman and you were going, you know, had to compete like this, would you stay? Would you like? Could you like just leave?
Could I?
Or like,
I?
would you have done what she did?
Yeah, I absolutely. I probably would try to like back out of that situation in the first place once the photo shoot happened.
Well, it's like if you think it's going to be like a bachelor situation, but instead it's like this Rock of Love situation.
I just so badly don't want to make out with somebody who's also made out with 20 other people in the past hour.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a very reasonable thing to do. And like, just if you're not that into Bret Michaels, but I feel like you're in season 2 of the show. You must have, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Like season 1, that seems way more reasonable to like not know. But season 2.
But also like, I mean, I guess it's like you psyched yourself up like, hey, I got picked. Like I should just at least go try this. And then you get in the situation and it's like deer in headlights.
Yeah. You're not getting a social media influencer by being on one episode of Rock of Love.
No, I was trying to think how you could spin that. You can't.
I'm sort of browsing through all the episodes. Apparently, each season has a Mud Bowl. There's Mud Bowl 2, and Mud Bowl 3.
All right. So I need to talk about Bret Michaels here for a second.
Do it.
Okay.
So Bret Michaels comes in and when he's introing the girls way back in the beginning, he's like, I'm here to find love. And he's like listing off the things that he needs to find love. And I don't remember all of them, but they were like, the first one was physical connection. And then it was like, you got to be like smart and funny. And in no way or any of these things like have anything to do with like how personable they are or like having a connection or like being empathetic or being in what I would consider like key parts of being in a relationship. And it's just like, I could see why there's 3 seasons of this show, and I guarantee you each one of them did not work out.
I don't even, like, wait. Did like season 3 end because like he actually found a relationship or because they just gave up?
I don't know.
If only we had some sort of magical device that could bring us to a certain corner.
I have no idea, but I'm just doubting it. I'm just saying like the way the show is designed, there's 0% chance you're finding a like nice wife to like go like maybe in this rock star life where like, you know, she could just come with him and it's okay with you banging a bunch of women and like potentially, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a good place to find.
No, Bret Michaels is a family man. When he was in a long-term relationship, he did not bang anybody on the bus.
He didn't say that.
I guess he really didn't, but like because he presented them as like polar extremes, it kind of seemed like that was the case.
It also seems like, okay, so you're in a long-term relationship, but you don't know how to find love? Is that like not what that long-term relationship was for you then? And is love just banging for you then? Like, then what do you need this show for?
There's definitely something going on. Like, Bret Michaels has only looked for like physical connections in episode 1, and it's kind of surprising. Like when he talked, like we were just saying, he mentioned like all these other aspects that are in a quote ball of love or ball of wax, and the only thing he's been like really mentioning is the girl's appearance.
Yeah, I mean, it's just A, his conditions I don't think are good enough. And then B, like this whole episode is about how hot you are and how slutty you are. That's it. Those are the conditions so far for continuing to be on the show.
And the one VIP girl who left was actually like smart. Hey, I learned HTML. And like mentioning like
Yeah.
trying to give like some kind of personality. Nope, that did
Nope,
not fly.
I don't want any personality from you. Just like take your top off, make out with me. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
I gotta bring you guys to the internet corner.
All right.
What if I
bring us-
told you that we watched the wrong Bret Michaels reality show? While filming the finale of his reality show, Bret Michaels, Life as I Know It, Michaels proposed to Christy Lynn Gibson, his on-again, off-again companion of 16 years. Imagine proposing to somebody on like a reality show finale.
Was that?
you mean like The Bachelor?
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
So is this after the show or before?
No, this is while filming the finale, like
of what?
as part of a show. Bret Michaels' Life as I Know It.
I know. I'm trying to figure out if that's after
Oh, I think
Rock
it's
of Lo-
before
Rock of Love or
Lo-
before Rock of Love.
Oh wait, no, it's 2010. Crazy. I have to figure it out. Wait, so he had an on-again, off-again girlfriend while filming Rock of Love for 3 seasons?
Yeah, that's
seems-
what I'm saying.
Seems bad.
This is just doesn't. This is just like
What the
show,
fuck,
dude.
man? What the fuck, Bret Michaels? What are you doing with your life?
He's clearly not here to find love. He's just clearly here to bang hot women.
How much money do you think he made off this show?
Clearly enough.
Does he need to make a lot of money off the show? He's just banging all these women.
He's definitely making some money off of this.
I mean, he's making money. His name's fucking on the show.
and then he got another reality show apparently.
Well, it depends. If he's, I'm sure. I don't know if VH1 like came to him with the show idea or he came to VH1 with the show idea.
I think he had to go to VH1.
I
for
just
this. Like,
don't know enough about producing these things to tell you how much money he made. I don't
Whatever.
know, like 40,000 an episode. I don't know.
Clearly enough to make 3 seasons. They would have cut it otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ratings?
I think it's
Sure.
time.
Bottom of the bottom. Middle of the bottom. I got some entertainment out of it. I wouldn't watch another episode.
Yeah, bottom of the bottom is harsh.
It
Max.
is.
I don't know, I'm going to put in the bottom third. I think that I was bored, which number one. I think morally bankrupt, number two. But I do think it is some more morals than The Bachelor. So there's that.
What?
Well, I think that it makes more sense for these women to be going after Bret Michaels than it does for all these women to go after someone they have absolutely no idea who they are.
But Chris, are they really here for the right reasons?
No. No. The women in the show know exactly why they're here and know exactly what they're getting. The people in The Bachelor, and they're not pretending.
Yeah.
Except for Bret Michaels, because he's here for love, and that he says he's here for love, and he's not. So
It's very clear from this
It's-
show.
it's
He's
very-
here for love.
it is not. It is definitely not Bret.
On that note, I'm going to give it the bottom of the bottom. Like
Bottom of the bottom, man. You guys are harsh.
okay, maybe top of the bottom, but like
Whoa. That's a big move.
No, top of the bottom is fine. Brian, you seem to really enjoy this show. I'm surprised you went bottom of the bottom.
So here's the thing. I thought it was like super ridiculous, but like it's so morally bankrupt. Like it's like the worst part of reality TV, like the dark web of reality TV.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first one to judge a show based on morals, and I think it does affect how well you can enjoy the show.
Yeah, like it.
But like, yeah, bottom of the. You can move it to bottom of the bottom if you want.
It doesn't matter. It's not a show that I'm going to pick back up or even like tell people about. I feel like I need a shower now.
The show will just live on in Chris's Hulu recommendation engine.
Oh, I hate both of you.
That was the real fun part of this.
What
All
else
right.
are people watching?
So some people I feel aren't on the pod tonight because some other reality show premiered tonight.
They're not watching The Challenge.
I don't know.
James is watching The
I'm
Challenge.
just throwing it out there. But since Harrison refused to talk about the cast list because they weren't officially announced last week, Should we talk about the cast list?
I don't. I. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Spoiler for what?
I
The
haven't heard
show
any of this.
premieres tonight.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
that's true. Okay, there's only one person you have to care about on the cast list.
And
His name's Gus from Floribama Shore.
yeah, Gus, our boy Gus.
Our boy Gus. I can't believe it.
There is another callback, Max,
To
to another show we watched,
hit me.
X on the Beach UK.
Who was it? Oh, it's the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
the guy. No, the tattoo guy.
Yeah, the big tattoo guy from X on the Beach UK is on the challenge this season.
It'll be interesting.
He was on the same season as that other girl from X on the Beach UK.
Yeah.
So I watched like the preview episode last week, and they showed a lot of like the house with all the new people in it, and as a side TV content, that was actually pretty good. It was
Okay.
just like a lot of just like drama and like
Yeah.
not usual challenge stuff.
The format this season is basically Fresh Meat 4 or Fresh Meat 3.
It's like a group of new people versus a group of the challengers.
Not quite.
I don't know. I don't know what the format is. That last week, that's what they made it seem.
You know what? I won't spoil it for you. We'll
Yeah,
we'll find out together.
I don't really care.
It's an old person is grouped up with a new person and they are a team.
Okay. I don't know, it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't like this team challenge stuff.
If as long as it's boy girl, I'm okay with it. Like otherwise, it's just not balanced.
We'll see. I don't know. I still kind of am on the fence. It's definitely a side content for me. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sitting down and watching it.
I think the previews look really good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that like they fix a lot of the problems that happened with like the last season. They kind of seems like they've already taken note that like, hey, it should be a shorter season, more
How do
more
you know it's going
challenges.
to be a shorter season?
They've already said that like it's only like 13 episodes.
Oh
No, it was like 3 or 4 episodes shorter than like the previous season.
all right, okay, I'll take it.
If they go back to the format where there's a challenge, like an elimination or challenge and an elimination every episode, I'll be way more in. Like I just can't do these episodes where bullshit.
I have heard a rumor that that's the case. I want to
Can't
verify.
have this fucking Redemption House bullshit either.
Oh yeah,
Like I can't. Like if there's another season of the Redemption House, I am definitely out. Like I can't do it.
that thing artificially lengthened the season. That's why it was like 20 some episodes.
Like it's fine to have. Okay, you want it, and then you could bring them back for an elimination episode. But like, I don't want any of that fucking content in between. Like,
Yeah.
like if you want to change the game to have it, but don't change the game to have the drama of that stupid house where like one person gets back in. There's just like, it's just dumb. I didn't like it, and I refuse to watch another season with it. We'll see. Survivor starts February 20th, so maybe I'll just watch that instead.
You know what is starting tonight though? A new season of Forged in Fire.
Oh, I didn't finish season 4 yet, though.
Me neither.
I haven't finished seasons 1 through 3.
I was trying to finish seasons 1 and 2, and then Hulu took them away from me, and now
What?
I realize why. Yeah, they're not on Hulu anymore.
What?
3 and 4 are.
No.
Correct.
I was gonna go back and watch those.
They'll probably be back like after this new season.
Broad City came back a couple
Final
weeks ago.
season, yeah.
I enjoyed the second episode. I wasn't a huge fan of the first episode.
I really love that. Like it was totally them, and every little like all the Instagram little captions or filters were great.
So to give you guys a little heads up, it was it was
It was
Abby's 30th birthday, and they were trying. The episode is them walking Manhattan, the whole island, the island of Manhattan, from
Sure.
top to bottom. Or they weren't walking; they were just going.
Yeah,
They said walking, but they didn't walk.
and they were doing it for the gram. They were gramming it the entire
Right.
way.
And it was like filmed in a way where it was like all through their like Snapchat and Instagram filters and stuff. And it was just like, I don't enjoy that kind of like filming.
I like when they get creative with stuff, but
Like it's a good idea in practice, I think, but it was just very jarring to me personally to watch. So Like the content, I love the episode except for how it was filmed.
There's this episode they did in St. Mark's Place, which is like all one continuous shot for like 20 minutes. I thought that was really cool.
I don't remember that episode. I like continuous shots though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't notice, and that I feel like, oh, I should have, it's so hard to do that I should be paying attention.
Yeah.
You're just too into it. Like they actually got you immersed in the environment.
I feel like the best one was that Haunting on Hill House. Had like almost a whole the whole episode was they have a 40-minute episode, and like it was like 3 long takes that you couldn't really tell. You couldn't tell where the cuts were, and it was just like such a really good episode of TV, and it was all like one take, and it was great. It was more than
Interesting.
just like an action scene. It was like an intense, thrilling, like horror kind of like episode, and that you don't tend to see a lot of one takes that are like that.
No, I can't say I ever have.
So that's what I've been watching. Brian, you watch anything else?
Also keeping up with The Masked Singer.
Oh no, don't tell me that, Brian.
I know
Why?
the reveal on last week. I don't know what it was this week, but last week's reveal
All
was
right.
not great.
So Brian, tell me, did you guess last week or this week?
No. I'm finding it more entertaining to listen to the judges try to do this.
What? The whole point, the only way you can watch a show is if you're trying to guess.
I mean, I'm trying to guess, but at the same time, like, I don't know that much about entertainment culture that I can easily guess this. Like, the judges are definitely like throwing out stuff, and I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Like, I don't like it was a real 6 degrees of separation to like draw like one little clue in the riddle to like this person.
Yeah, and that's why I said that show was bad.
Well, like, but I just listened to it as like, okay, it's a small riddle thing. Like maybe I try to think of like some of this stuff. Like there's some of the easy parts that like are meant to like lead you off, and then the judges pick up on like the little thing that actually does help out. And I also
So-
like to listen to the songs in the background. Like I really do think that like a lot of these people are good singers, and it's really
Well,
good background
so
music.
far we have what, Antonio Brown, right?
Yep.
Then we've got Chong, right?
Mhm.
Then we've got the other football player,
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. All 3 of those people, not good singers.
Terry Bradshaw was better than I thought. Like I mean, he was okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So has there been 2 more people or just 1 more person?
There were 2 more people. So I believe 2 weeks ago was Margaret Cho. She's a comedian, and Ken Jeong stars with her in his own TV show and did not recognize her.
Okay.
But then he redeemed himself this week by guessing the unicorn, who was Tori Spelling.
I thought that was last week.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, last week. So like I mean the episode's like playing right now, so I don't know what's gonna go on right now.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers, we record this on a Wednesday.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, so neither of those are singers either.
No. Tori Spelling was a writer. And Margaret was a comedian.
Yeah. And you're saying that the judges actually guessed.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you think the judges don't know who these people are?
I don't think
And they're
so.
legitimately guessing?
I mean they're in it. They can definitely recognize voices and everything and clues. So
It's probably easier to tell the voices in person than like
oh yeah.
over the TV. Do you think that? Well, and they've also met a lot of these people. Like, how are you supposed to like know these people's voices? Like,
Exactly. Like
also, how are you supposed to know a writer's voice? Like, what
Yeah,
what
who
is this?
knows?
Like,
Well, okay. So Tori Spelling is kind of well known. I think she's also an
how
actress.
are the clues on these, Brian? Were
So-
these clues any good? You have any idea?
a little bit. I did get a little bit of a clue with like Chong, but I didn't guess it because I was just like, that's stupid. I don't know anything. And then what they introduced in the last week was bringing a physical item. And there were Tori Spellings was a typewriter. One of them was a scrunchie. One of them was a LA police badge. And I can't remember the 4th one. But like these were all really, really random.
They seem
Oh, magician kit. That was it.
seem
There's definitely
quite
one
rare.
magician on there. But like, really, how am I going to guess that? I'm just going to guess Chris Angel or something.
It's probably Chris Angel. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Who else is it going to be?
Teller.
David Blaine. Oh, yeah.
Didn't we guess Teller?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck about the show.
Yep.
Max, you watch anything?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of True Detective S3. I rather like it. My mom was visiting this weekend and she watched a bunch of The Medicis, which I would not recommend.
The what?
The family that ran Florence or Tuscany for like a century is called the Medicis, and Netflix wanted some sort of Game of Thrones political medieval thing, so they greenlit this, and it's not very good.
I don't understand why it's that hard to be like, okay, people like Game of Thrones for very specific reasons, and one of them is not because it's set in like a medieval time.
Yeah.
Just because
People
they
like the backstab.
Well, they tried to do that with Marco Polo too, and you're like, no one cares.
Yeah.
Like they like Game of Thrones for the character pieces, the fantasy elements, I think. Just like, and it being somewhat different at the time. Like,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
and people were already in love with the book, so you've got the people, the book lovers could pull you in. Like, I think that like Altered Carbon brought a lot of people in to watch it because it was a book, but like, it's a mediocre. It's kind
Yeah.
of, it was mediocre.
It's not a great show.
Yeah. But like, I think that you need that little built-in audience, but
You don't need it, but it doesn't hurt.
yeah. I mean, it's got to be really good if you don't have the built-in audience.
Yeah.
Like True Detective, like it's tough to do. You got to make it like event TV. That's what like Netflix, when they started, they were like event TV. They're like House of Cards and like
Yeah.
Arrested Development. Now they release a new thing every week. It's like, it's not an event anymore. So
But
they,
sometimes stuff sticks. You know, they're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
no, I mean, they're doing what they need to do because they need the back catalog.
Right.
And they need to overload people with stuff that they can't just keep up with. So you don't just cut it off when there's no shows you want to watch
Right.
anymore. So I understand why they're not doing that, but then it's harder to make that like big splash of like having a lot of people watching it because it's not an event anymore. Like I hadn't even heard of that show you watched. You heard like
I mean, I
it's
never
not
paid
on my
it,
Netflix queue.
I never paid it any attention. Yeah.
I know now they're like Netflix are trying to make their movies be like a big events,
Yeah.
but the movies just aren't any good.
Roma was good. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, but like, if I see a Netflix movie, I'm not like, oh, that's gonna be good. Let me pop that on because it's just like, let me read reviews and see if people say it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like Velvet Buzzsaw came out like this week.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's made by the same people that did Nightcrawler
Okay.
with the same actor, same director, and it's apparently just kind of mediocre. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you should hear a lot about Netflix movies. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know.
They're really taking advantage of that whole straight to DVD type market.
Yeah, I mean, if they would make the mid-budget movies, I think that they would do well. But they're trying to make these big splashy movies, and they're just not as good. I mean, I've watched all the Marvel Netflix Heroes shows, and they just dumped like 4 of them in like the last like since September, and I'm finally catching up on Iron Fist. It's been pretty good. It's definitely like they're fitting more to the character, to the actor than before. And it's like this whole dealing with the end of the Defenders is pretty interesting. I'm like way more into this than I've ever been to this character because I like powered through season 1 and it was not good. And so I think that's where we're gonna leave it. You can find us on Twitter at WhoPutThisOn. You can find us on Facebook.com/WhoPutThisOn. You can find us on, or please email us questions and suggestions at WhoPutThisOn@gmail.com. And I guess I should mention
Yeah.
that this is Love Month.
It's Love Month, baby.
I guess we could have mentioned that at the beginning. I forgot.
We'll just edit it in.
Yeah.
During the theme song, we just say, "It's Love Month."
Oh, change the theme to like the Love Connection theme song.
It is love month.
I suggested to do Love Connection, and look what the fuck we watched.
All right, we're
Motherfuckers.
watching Love Connection next time.
No, I think next time might be Love Island, everyone. Chances are high it's Love Island, but it might change.
Okay.
And we'll see you guys next time.